Hello and welcome to Rubyvale Road. I'm Alexandra, and in this video we're going to be changing it up quite a bit, and I am sharing with you my festive glam makeup look that I love to do. I definitely went through a stage where I used to buy heaps and heaps of different makeup and try it all out because, you know, that was like the trend and it was just terrible. So then finally I found the makeup products that I absolutely love, and I've pretty much been just buying and using those makeup products for like the past 4 years, but they're really great. So I thought I would just share a really quick way of how I do my festive glam because I absolutely love it. So it's just really easy party makeup and it works, I think. I think it works. Anyway, you tell me. Before we go any further, please subscribe to the Rubyvale Road YouTube channel for more sewing tutorials. This is just a one-off. And otherwise, please give the video a big thumbs up. It really, really helps me out so much. So thank you, and let's get into it. I normally like to use some sort of primer or something to put on my face. I never used to, but I just feel like I'm in such a dry climate now that my skin is really, really dry and got bits and stuff all over it, so I just try to even out with something that might help. So I like to I just use all the ordinary products because they seem to work really well. So this is just the natural moisturizer. This is weird showing products and stuff. Oh, that made a horrible noise. But then I also mix it in with the caffeine solution. I saw that on TikTok or YouTube, I don't know. I saw someone saying that you mix these two together to wake up your face. So just a couple of drops and mix that all together, and then I just smother it all over my skin. It's good because you can put it around your eyes because the caffeine solution, oh shit, is good for your eyes. I'm not into a really heavy foundation looking cake face. I think I just like to sort of even out my skin tone, but I certainly don't like it to cover my moles, and I don't like it to cover my pimples and stuff. Like, I don't really care if there's pimples pointing out and stuff. I think I used to care a great deal, but now I'm like, well, makeup's not magical. It doesn't fix all that stuff. It can just make you look a bit better. Now I'm just putting some of the hyaluronic acid onto my skin. Again, this just makes, I feel like, makes my skin look much glowier, which is nice. Like glowy skin. Alright, so I got that pressed in. See, I think this is probably the stage where you should like wait 5 minutes before you put your foundation on, but who's got 5 minutes to wait when you're getting ready to go anywhere? Like, I certainly don't. So for foundation, I like to mix two together. So I mixed the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation in shade 4.5 with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Foundation in shade 5. I just find it gives a really nice colour for my skin. That is if I get the like ratios right, which I don't always get, but just make sure you shake this one up first of all. But I also like it, again, it just sort of gives you a lighter complexion and a bit more glowy with this one, and I really like that. And maybe like 1.5 pumps to that one. I'm not sure. You see that? Oh, it's sliding everywhere. So I just mix them together on my fingers, and then I just poke it all over my face. I was meant to wash my makeup brushes, but I didn't, so please excuse these. But I'm just going to blend that in with a stippling brush. This is the part where it's going to take time, and I'm going to be looking at my viewfinder. So I just try to, like, I guess, always use like the downward strokes, but then also to press it in all around there, but then also blend it out. I think that this is definitely the part that I spend the most time on my makeup, just blending everything in, making sure it's blended down the neck and doing all those things, and hopefully that is looking good. Hopefully that looks okay. See how that feels. So that's my base, and then for concealer I just use the Charlotte Tilbury in shade 2. This is the retoucher. Look, I love Charlotte Tilbury products, but it took me not so many, but it took me a couple of goes trying to get buy the right shades, because you could only buy it online. And actually, what I really like to do, if you're feeling really bougie, but I'm not really cashed up this year, so I actually like to mix the retoucher shade 2 with the retoucher shade 3, and I just feel like that's a much better colour. It sort of like gives a bit of like a warmth. I don't like my under eyes being super pale. I know that's what you're meant to do, but don't really like that. So if I had a bit more money I would have bought a second retoucher to have 2 colours under my eyes, but anyway. So then I just use this concealer brush. This is a Weaver concealer brush just to blend that in all around my eyes. Yeah, I feel like here is like really important for me to put concealer because it's always got like these really dark patch here, and certainly in the inner corners of my eyes. Much more relaxed with makeup. I think when you have a job and you wear makeup every day to work, makeup doesn't become a big deal anymore. Like you can do makeup in 10 minutes and feel great and that's fine. And so certainly this year with like when we were all meant to stay, I still liked waking up in the morning and putting makeup on because it just made me feel more warming, and it made me feel like I was doing work and things like that. And I also think I was filming lots of YouTube videos and stuff, so I like to have makeup on just in case I don't have to end up being on the camera in those. But then by the end of the year I just didn't care anymore. I was like, actually no, I don't need makeup and it's fine. So when I want a really natural look, all I will put on is the retoucher under my eyes. I put on a nude lip liner and I'll just curl my eyelashes, and that's all I do when I want just to look somewhat presentable, to look fine, you know. I just feel like I look really bad with the dark under eyes, so I like to cover them up. But yeah, I don't put very much concealer on. I'm not like caking my face in it. So that's all that done. Now normally it's funny, I've really changed with my makeup process because once upon a time I always used to do my eyes first and then put my base on. But now I do my base first and then put my eyes on. I just sort of changed up my tactics. So now I'm just going to finish the rest off. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's just like the best bronzer that there is. And I've always used this big fluffy microfiber brush because as much as I love a good contour, I like it really blended. So I always do the fishy face. And up through the temples like that, and then just sort of blend it down, and then always through my crease, like it through my crease a little bit there too. And then for highlighter, when it's party season, I like to use the Merry Luminizer by, I feel like we were by the Balm. Don't know if they still exist, but I still have mine that I bought in all the trendy things. But everyday use, I love, sorry this is really dirty, but I love the Hourglass highlighter. Which one is it called? This is called Strobe Powder in Euphoric Strobe Light. As you can see, I've hit pan on that one, but that is fantastic for just every day. It's not as bright and crazy, but for festive season we can be bright and crazy and bold and luminous. So I like to use the Merry Luminizer by the Balm. So just gonna find those high points. And something that I learned with highlighter is like, really, you gotta blend it in. Like you really gotta press it into your skin and whatnot. So I just go a little bit at the ombre and then a little bit up there. It's nice too. And then for blush, and this is why I absolutely love this palette, even if I didn't use the bronzer. I do normally use the bronzer. For every day I will use the bronzer and the strobe light out of this, but when I'm doing party makeup I will use this Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow and the Merry Luminizer, just because generally I've got more time, but when I'm on the go and getting ready for work I will just use this one. So I'm going to use blush. Don't laugh at my little blush brush. I remember my sister had this when I was little. Now I've ended up with it and the handles come off. But I do love the blush in this palette. There's one here in the corner, but I kind of blend them both together. But this one is just so pretty and so perfect for wearing like a red lip. And then for applying brush, I like to like sort of drop my jaw sort of thing, so I can see like that. And then just pat it in and try to blend it all out. Probably put too much, I can't see what I'm doing. And then of course always through the crease as well with the blush and the bronzer to blend it all together. Then I take my foundation brush again and I just sort of go over everything. Sort of try and clean that up a little bit and try to press all those three things in together. Not sure if it just makes a mess of my face though. So now we can move on to the eyes. So I have two eye palettes that I love. Actually I've got three eye palettes that I love, but this one I'm not using because these are all like pink tones and they're really really pretty, but we're not going for pink today. And then this is my everyday makeup palette that I use, which is the Too Faced Natural Eyes. So this is the little Too Faced palette, so I always use this colour in the inner corner of my eyes, and then depending on what I'm wearing I'll either go for the gold or the rose gold on my lid. Don't really go into the dark colours very much unless I'm doing like a really sculpted eye, but typically I don't really do any of that. Pretty lazy. And then my other palette that I have is the Starlit palette by Makeup Forever. This has got a great range of mattes, and so I use this black matte for my eyeliner. I don't really go into any of these colours much, but I like it because these colours, the matte colours, are mostly cool tone, and so that's what we're going to go for. So this is my little dodgy little blending brush that I use. It's really scratchy, but it works kind of well, so I really like it. I think because it's like really nice and small, so it's good. So I'm just going to dip into just like the taupe colour, nothing too fancy. And then what I like to do is like tilt my head back so I can see like that crease there, and then just like to blend a little bit of that through the crease. I try not to do like a really rounded shape. I would rather like straighten it off, so it sort of, I don't mean for it to touch my nose, but sort of straighten it off so it goes in the direction of my nose, not in the direction of like the inner corner sort of thing. And mostly like to focus it on the outer V. And I like that, and it just sort of gives enough definition on the eyes, something like that. And then I'm going to go in with this Too Faced palette, and I'll just use my finger, and I just use this sparkly, I think it's going to be like rose gold, and I just layer that all onto my eyelid. I was trying to like set this up like how they do the Vogue makeup videos, but I have no idea how they do them, so I don't think this is quite how they do it. Whoever I'm doing it today, it's not how they do it, because I'm very much struggling with trying to see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, now these are a bit funny. I have these two little paintbrushes and I love them. This one is just kind of petite, I guess, and then this one is like a little fan. It's like a mini fan brush, paintbrush, and this is what I use for eyeliner, and I love it. It works so well. And this is what I use for highlighter in the inner corner because it's just nice and soft and tiny, and so I just dip into that really bright, beautiful, it's called Sook Teddy, and then I just go in the inner corner of my eye. So say I'm putting makeup on to go to work, I always did this. Always put Sook Teddy in the inner corner of my eye. Just always made me feel much more awake and brighter, and that's what we want wearing at work, because we want to look bright and awake and happy. And now this is a trick, I think Kim Kardashian did this on the Vogue series, but I then take like a really pale eyeshadow colour, so this is called Heaven, on this really nice fluffy brush. You don't want too much on there. And then I will just take that from outer corner and sort of try to sharpen up the edges of where like the eyeshadow maybe came a bit was overflowing a little bit too much. So I just try to pop that on the outer edges of the eye, trying to clean them up so they're a bit sharper. Don't know if it does anything, but I kind of like it. So now, taking this gorgeous little black fan brush and going back into my Starlit palette, I'm going to pick up the matte black on the brush and dust it off. And it's just like right on the edge of the brush. And this is going to be really hard to do because I haven't... I'm going to look down here in this mirror. And then all I do is try to get in as close as I can to the lash line. And it just applies really easy. Because again, it's really soft and fluffy. And works really well. And then you can add a bit more. And then I just sort of line up the edge of the brush with my lower lash line. And I can just do a little flick. Something like that. Just adds a little bit of definition. So it's really great. I don't take it all, I don't take it all the way into the inner corner. Honestly, it just depends how much time I've got, how far I take it in. And then again, lining up the edge of the makeup brush with the lower lash line, just to give a bit of a flick. And like the incredibly uneven person that I am, I never have like matching eyes. They kind of like, one's got a lovely little flick and one might have a really wispy flick. They're kind of always a bit different. but it's okay. I don't get upset about it. I don't need to be really meticulous with my makeup and make myself look perfect. I just need to put makeup on and enjoy putting it on and feel good. So that's that done. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. So this is what I use to make my eyes super sparkly and gorgeous, and this is what makes it festive and glam, and the whole purpose of this video pretty much. So this is called the Australis Metallics, I don't know how to say that. I think it's called Metallics eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Guns and Rose Petals, and it's so incredibly pretty. It's just like silvery pinky colour, and it's just stunning. Look, lots of brands have these sort of things. It's just like one of those beautiful creamy, glittery, shimmery eyeshadows. I especially love this one because this is super glam and super glittery and just really, really pretty. And oh, it's so easy to apply because you just put it on your finger, and you can either just put it really lightly and just sort of press it over the eyelid like that, so it's just like a little shimmer, and so you just like do that and then do that. And then from there, it's really great because it's very, very buildable, so you can just build it up. But then also, I like to take my pinky and take quite a bit of it now, rub it on, and then I like to pop that right in the inner corner to make that extra sparkly, like I've been crying unicorn tears. Shit. Yeah. I think that kind of works. What do you reckon? Very sparkly, very pretty, very glamorous. So now that we've done that, if you want to add some definition to your eyes, it's a great idea to take a eyeliner. Here I am, like, not really into eyeliners, but this is the Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner, and like to pop this one on that tight line, which really hurts, but it works wonders. Makes your eyelashes look super full. The most important thing to do, highly recommend it. In fact, I don't even wear mascara anymore. Like, I can't even remember the last time I wore mascara because I don't wear it. And it's so funny because the other night I got ready and then I was like, oh, I probably need to put mascara on. And then I think about it and I go, I don't want to have to take mascara off at the end of the night. And so that's why I stopped wearing it, because I just got really sick of having to try and take it off. And then you've just constantly got this black under your eyes, I feel. I don't know, maybe I need to try like a tubular mascara or something that like rubs off nice and evenly and not like panda eyes. No offense to pandas, you're beautiful, and that wasn't anything condescending to you. It was just, I don't need to look like you because I'm a human. So try to, oh god, I'm not doing that with a viewfinder, I'm not close enough to that. I'm not that bold. Okay, so you just like want to get in there and clamp the eyelashes up as much as you can. Give it a good 10-second hold, or the length of a Hail Mary is always good too. And just keep that clamped up as long as you can, and then very carefully take it out, and it looks good. My eyelashes are looking pretty thin at the moment, which is a shame. Sometimes they can look really thick, and it's amazing. And done. And that's the Kevin Aquan eyelash curler. So now this is the point where if you want to add mascara, you can add mascara. But now I'm going to do my eyebrows. So I have really thick black eyebrows, so I don't do anything to them, except that I use this Melty Talented lip balm greasy stuff from Soap and Glory. Really nice. I don't actually really put it on my lips or anything, I just put it on my eyebrows. And I just rub it in to try and get rid of any foundation that got on there by accident. And I just rub it across the whole brow. I've tried brow gels and I don't like them. I have found that they just leave like this glue on your brows, and I think because my brows are real and they're really black, you can see it. Like it looks like you've got glue on your eyebrows. And this kind of is a lot more natural because it just sort of soaks into your skin and makes everything look really greasy. And if you want to make yourself super glowy, you just pop this on the top of your cheekbones to blend in, just like a touch, just to blend in with your highlighter. And then I just take an old mascara brush and just brush through my brows. I love being able, like, if they look nice and fluffy at the in the center or whatever. But honestly, there's not much going on with the eyebrows. They kind of just exist. They just exist, and I try to make them not look super messy. But I think really neat and put together brows just totally change the shape of your face. Like if I've plucked them, and sometimes they just look really great, but sometimes, I don't know, just how they grow, right? You can't control how they grow, so you just gotta accept what is there. To finish off the face, I love the Charlotte Tilbury face powder. I use all Charlotte Tilbury face products because none of them break me out. I did used to use like Maybelline and L'Oreal foundations and absolutely loved them, but they did break me out. I'm not saying that I have pepper skin nowadays, but I do know that the Charlotte Tilbury makeup products are not what's causing me to have pimples. So I do appreciate knowing that and having some control with the products that I put on my face to not cause pimples. But all the hormonal stuff and stress stuff, well, I can't control that, so we just keep them there and they exist and we get along with them. So now time for lips. So because it is festive season, you cannot go wrong with a red lip. That is exactly what we stick to. So my favourite red lip shade, I think everybody needs to make sure that they go out there and find your perfect red lip shade. I don't care if you have to try 50, but it's worth it for finding the colour that works for you and that you absolutely love. So this is by Revlon and it's matte. It's called the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick 004 Retro Red. I'm not very good at applying red lipstick. I'm hopeless at applying red lipstick actually. That's why we got lip pencils to sort of neaten up wherever you've gone drastically wrong with the red lipstick. So let's have a look. Ah! Didn't do so bad. Kind of just... you never figure out this inner corner part. It's so terrible, but anyway. Oh, I did a really bad job actually. Did a shocking job. Anyway, that's kind of the red lip. It's pretty messy. Probably really gross, but just kind of sort that out. Doesn't the face just look completely different when you add a red lip? It's crazy. It's so crazy. So there's my festive glam party makeup all done. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment down below, of course. My question is to anyone out there, please, do you have any good recommendations for an eye cream? Like, I know we're meant to start eye creams at like the age of 20 or something like that, but I was like, I'm not that old! And next thing you know, I'm 24 and I'm like, bloody hell, I really need an eye cream, and I have not got one. So I would really appreciate any recommendations of a really lovely, probably easy to apply eye cream. So if you have any tips and tricks in regards to that, please recommend one down below. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this was okay. I'm sorry it's not a sewing tutorial, but I promise I do have more of those coming, but I just wanted to break it up, and I really wanted to do some festive season content because it is just like my most excited time of year, and this year I haven't really been out very much to many festive parties and things, but I still like to look, you know, gotta keep your head in the game. Gotta keep your head in the game because next year we might be going to lots of festive parties to make up for all the festive parties we didn't go to this year. And you know what? In 12 months time I might be like, oh, how do I do my festive makeup? I don't know. But now I know because it's here.